Good morning, greenies. Market is happy today. Holding on to yesterday's turnaround. Let us see where things are at. I see green everywhere. That's okay. All right, let's see. Yeah, I mean, financials are got whacked, and now they're reversing hard. And while I've been tentative about the market's direction here, but it was the right thing to do because while everything looked bearish, I said this thing could turn around for the reasons stated at the time. And I think not only JP, but Citi, I think, is up over $1, up $1.20. I don't see Morgan Stanley on this list here, but I could see where it's at. So, Lita, I'm wishing for you that this turnaround here can get that Morgan Stanley to rock and get up to where it needs to for you, which would be awesome. Let's just take a look at where some of these financials are. So there's Citi, a nice pop up toward just above 68, which is it's still downtrend, but getting up into major resistance. It's a good start. We'll see if there's the turn. And Morgan Stanley, and not doing quite as well, but it hit 49. It's trading at 48.36 right now. So it's a start. These things got smashed down, and let's see if this is the beginning of a turn. And Goldman Sachs has been pretty weak all along, and that's around 223.80, up a little bit, but you could see the downtrend that it's been in. And JPM, 107. So pushing right up into that resistance area above. So we'll see if it can hold on. JPM has been the, hard to say, leader when something's in a downtrend like this, but as far as the sector goes, it has been the one to outperform. So it's the one, the way I see that the institutions like the best and feel good about to go as a go-to. Morgan Stanley less so, Citibank less so, and Goldman Sachs, they just don't like it. So Dan's saying news that Fed approved most bank plans. No. Do they ever not approve the plans, Dan, while they were stealing everybody's money, selling them those CMOs? Okay. You got to call it the way it is. That's the swamp over there, and it's deep. None of them, or very few, could be believed to be honest. All right, let's see where these markets are at before I get on that soapbox. Yeah. They're not even alligators, Pat. Alligator is an aggressive killing animal. These are slugs. They suck the blood out of whatever they can get into. And they do it under the looks of something less repulsive, while most really are. But okay, let's pay attention to the market. So spiders, S&Ps back up into this resistance. There was that pop the other day, and down, breakdown, the failure, deep move. We are building a base here, right? And what I've been saying for the last about 2 weeks, right? Last about 2 weeks, you look at this chart, is that we needed multiple time frame alignment, and we needed the hourly time frame to begin to base and or take out major resistance and retest. And that is what appears to be happening right now. So up at this level, it's very possible. Don't get your horns out today, ready to, good morning, Ann, ready to go all in. It's probably we find some opportunities, right? And keep some powder dry for, next week, because this probably, and ideally, we have some type of higher low or retest, whatever it might be. It's not too late for the wrong way option traders to really get sucked completely in, right? The idiots were in there yesterday, right? And at the morning where it seemed like the right thing to do, as the market stabilized, they upped it. They upped it and they stood there all day. And this morning they're like, how did I just do that again? Why is it always me? What am I doing wrong? Right. So, they were still loading with the puts into the close yesterday. So resistance, we'll see. If maybe it pops a bit higher, that wouldn't be unusual, and then starts to come in, and we'll see whatever it's going to do. Yeah. They probably saying, hey, Delta divided by Vega, slap on a little Thea, and, there must be some other Greek that I don't know about that probably adds some other volatility calculation into it. Whereas even though the market's moved a lot, this has to be a good trade. But hey, if it doesn't work, I'll just roll it for the rest of my life. Qs. Getting close to the high, same breakdown failure. Right there, retracing, holding up here, smack down, right into the 50. This is a pattern that typically gets a retest. And I am so hoping that is what happens. Not at all, Neil, I have a few, I'm generally a calm, easygoing person, that, but there are a few things like indicators and some political situations and so on.
Hey, Greg, do me a favor and say what you just did again about the NASDAQ, about what ideally you want to happen. I missed it.
Oh, what I love to happen, with all patterns that have gotten, beaten down is that there is some type of a retest. So whereas, this move, look, any turn that as bullish it could possibly look, when that turn is occurring after a vertical move to the downside, odds are that there's going to be a retest. So there, I think I can remember last year, because that last year was kind of crazy with some of the moves where we had these wide range down bars. So, and maybe a little bit more than that, but some of them were like nasty down days, and things stalled, reversed, and went right back up again when there wasn't a retest. So we have this holiday next week. There's probably going to be some apprehension about getting aggressive on the long side. But usually in front of holidays, the market acts bullishly. And go away in May, that didn't prove to be such a good idea. And now we've had this little correction here, and we're getting into the summer, and I think maybe with some kind of retest, the next market saying as it goes is the summer rally. So that would be the ideal pattern to have some type of more of a correction where all the internals lined up. They're pretty much there. I'll show them later. And we get that kind of retest pattern, the weekly sets up as our buy setup, and, you know, time to go pick up the money. So what I mean by that is, like, you know, always try to put that in perspective. Look at, up the share size a bit, still within your max loss, but put on enough positions so that you are all in, but it's in different places. Not all in on one thing. You know, as good as things could possibly be, there, you know, the chances that we pick a dog, it happens. Dow, still underperforming, tickled under the 200, right? Push under the 200, push under the 200. Media gets all involved in that. And here we have a more sloppy version. Well, this was pretty sloppy, but you might remember right here, those of you that are letter subscribers, I said, be aware of the probability at this point of a breakdown bar failure and turn here. And it was a rather ugly kind of a turn, but there it was, right? You can see the breakdown bar failure pattern right there. So now we had this tickle under, you know, these recent bars here. The turn yesterday, still in, you know, pretty, well, not pretty, it is deep. It traded under major support, which turns this into a sideways trend now, versus being in an uptrend, higher highs and higher lows, but higher highs and higher lows coming up into major resistance. Right? So step by step, we put all the pieces together, and then the wrong way option traders jumped all in, looking for the explosion to the upside. Now they're betting for the explosion to the downside. And one little move lower, couple of days of choppiness, they are probably going to bet the farm. Bonds back up into resistance here, hanging around. Ideally, we'd like to see bonds come down a little bit here and interest rates come down. And of course, that would help the XLU start coming in, which is extended. I thought I had that in a list here. Topping tail there yesterday, just hanging out here. If bonds come in a little bit, this is going to sink. That intermarket relationship is how it plays out. And as I explained, that move up relative to the size of the move in interest rates was exaggerated. So now with the market stabilizing, if bonds will come in a little bit, this should come right down and that call spread lose its value. Oil still up, just an amazing move. A shift in sentiment and view on what was happening here, and shorts getting their heads ripped off and buyers just stepping in aggressively, and very powerful move. And I just love to see what that looks like on a weekly chart, and I can do that. Wow, that is impressive. I think we're going to be paying more at the gas pump, folks, because there's nothing to stop this thing. I didn't mean to hit that. You know, I don't really put much weight in minor resistance that far away, but that's what we have to go on. In reality, this is a void and nothing there. And that's a powerful reversal on the monthly, and we're at the end of the month. So that is what it's going to look like. And pretty bullish trend, and topping tail ignored at this point. It says it's going to go higher. Gold, it's garbage. So let's stay objective about it and see where the support is, right, which is right there. Well, I know that should be green. Coming into support, which it's a little extended, so maybe it bounces a little bit, but I'm not interested in that. And Dan can cover the stocks, but it's pretty much across the board with not too much. You can see that is in red there. STZ, which is down here. There's some news. Netflix is up almost 5. And IQ, which has been strong, looks like it's going to pop up there a bit. Z has been strong. You know, that's one of the ones that was damaged with the market. Bank America is up, so financials, but you know, they've been beaten up. Semiconductors were damaged, beaten up, a little strength going on there. Nothing that's saying, hey, you know, jump in here. You know, everything looks just wonderful at this point. It doesn't yet, but it's looking a heck of a lot better. Tesla up again. And we looked at Apple. We looked at Citi. SQ, which has been a relative strength stock. Again, look at the angle of retracement. They typically don't go right back up to the highs. And GE, which we were waiting for the end of the week here. It's kind of flattish, but looks good on the weekly chart. So take it over, Dan.
All right. Good morning, everyone. And yeah, as we sat here in the green room into the close, and in the video update I did for the advisory letter subscribers, we didn't know, well, Greg just reviewed everything. I don't need to repeat it, but it was the high bearish bets option traders who were, Greg and I were talking last night saying, well, that suggests we ain't going down. And so we gave a lot of long ideas in the letter last night, and I'm sure people were thinking, man, what made you all get bullish? And well, it was that for one. Number two, the weekly charts are still fine. Number three, the trades we're recommending are all unique. We didn't say to buy the spiders. So let's go through opens here. Greg mentioned XLU, TGA, nice little core trade. Our Charlie India out of the money call spread. I don't like the big bottoming tail, but there's still a wall of resistance above. SBAC, fine, put spread. Dropbox, I did a half lot into the close yesterday. I'll be adding today. That looks fantastic. IYT, I gave yesterday afternoon. We have a nice open profit. We have a put way out of the money put spread. UAL, I didn't give, but I did a one-day put spread myself. Devon is up. That looks great. It looks great. Might even start thinking of adding. STX is our iron condor, which we're in profitable mode now. LVS, we have a call spread that looks good. RCL, iron condor, we're taking pain on the put side, but we're still holding it. HUA, $2 gap up here. We took a little pain after entry. It held the stop, and we said we aren't doing anything. And now it looks great. Lima Hotel, we have a half lot of a bear call spread. This Iggy, a new core long, that looks great. Lima Bravo put spread, that looks great. And let me just a couple that I'm watching here. This WBA, no, that's garbage. But I want to keep an eye on this CVS. We can sell the 62 puts, and it's pretty juicy. Just a watch right now. This FLT, we were considering a put spread yesterday into the close, and we held off. Zuo is on our radar screen here for put spread. BMY is a put spread. idea in the letter over yesterday's high. Philip Morris we mentioned, that's a swing long over the high. Uniform Alpha is a swing long, and we knew it would move with Nike, and so we should check the other competitors definitely. So who else is in there? Lulu is gapping up. Dick's Sporting Goods is nice weekly also. YEXT is a long idea over today's high. I'm still watching this Charlie India, November Echo. I did that, little video for you about multiple time frames in alignment, but it closed weak with a topping tail, so we're just watching it. That's it. Now let's go to my gappers here. And some of these are from yesterday, but remember yesterday we said, look, it's gapping down to an acceptable level. And I said to watch it to see if we got a setup. And boy, did we right here. Nice pullback here, but I wasn't watching it. That's the problem of having too many things. This McKesson we were watching yesterday, that still looks higher, but there was no juice for the put spread. They sucked them out. MSG, remember that from yesterday, pro gap, gave you a beautiful afternoon breakout, but nothing for me to do now. CVS, I just mentioned, BM, all right, these are the ones. T2 is a put spread candidate. I'm still watching that. SNA, oh, that's another long idea for today. Etsy is another long watch of ours. Pro gap, pull back, red bar, 2-bar reversal, bullish weekly. So that still looks good. Dropbox we mentioned, NE we mentioned, DO. This actually DO came from options profits guy, said it was a breakout. He expects it to rally 30%. Not sure where he got that number, but I do like the breakout, and it did pull back. So actually, this one might set up. This one might work. I like the breakout on all time frames, and it's not extended. So maybe this clown, after 45 days of me not liking anything, finally got one right. XLU, yeah, well, Greg talked about XLU, which is why I didn't. Oh, what happened to my internet? Jeez. My internet is not GEMP here. I'm just looking at the title, therapeutics. So you're gone, but that's a 100% gap up. All right, I don't know if this is TradeStation or internet. KBH. But just a side note, since my internet or whatever's flicking around, in your trading plan, you need to have a backup to your equipment, to your trading hardware and software. Mine is, I got a hotspot on my telephone and I just refire it up. And if that doesn't work for some reason, I can trade off my telephone. 2735, this is a pro gap. Well, it's not a laptop. I have 3 laptops. It's it was the internet or software. All right, KBH, I'm gonna watch. We'll see if we can get a put spread. Nike, bullish gap, but it's too big for me. STZ, I'll be watching this. Yeah, I'm having internet problems on my other laptop here too. So Greg, you might have to take over here at the open. 221, very bearish gap here, but it's well, no, here's 221 down here. I'll watch this for a bearish call spread. Hua, we're in. I talked about Derm gapping up $10, but that sounds like a bio to me. But that's a bullish gap. Visa, the journal said they're coming close, Visa and MasterCard to settling some antitrust violation things. So, you know, I just read the paper, and I only read the articles that are of interest to me. Otherwise, if it's, you know, appears to be a newsy thing, I just see what the stock's doing. And so Goldman was in here as being one of the banks that did not pass with flying colors their stress tests. So they said they have to just keep their current buyback levels where they are, as opposed to a lot of other banks wanting to increase them. Equifax here. Do you remember this tankage here last September on the data breach? We actually sold some crazy out of the money puts, like at the $60 strike. This was another example of trading a high volatility news stock. And so I just pulled it up today because there was an article that said, you know, that the clown who dumped his shares, you know, a day before the breach release, say, oh, I wasn't involved in insider trading. I'm like, what planet are you from if you think the public's going to believe that? See, I think people like that are idiots. If he really wanted to do something, he should have had his cousin buy puts on the company. You know, geez, those bells are loud. Or Gardner or somebody, and just, you know, distance himself. What a friggin' idiot. But they said he's facing civil and criminal charges, which I'm glad, friggin' jerk. But look at the weekly now. I like it. It's setting up daily, weekly for another put spread. So that's why I'm talking about it. Equifax. So let's see what, and then we were trading, you know, there's three main rating agencies, Moody's. So we were watching them all. All right, I just hooked up to my hotspot here. I'm CAD. Sounds like it's a pharma. Baba was down. Nothing to do there. Broader markets. Spider. Yep, we're getting a trade on us for today. STZ, more pain. But I doubt we aren't going to get any juice for way up there. But I'm checking. All right, that's a long note. Let's see. Oh, funny story. All right, I'm dealing with internet problems. All right, STZ, if we went up 21 days, 235, 15 by 85, nothing to do there. Spiders, diamonds, Qs. Qs look good. Look at that. Pre-market, busting up from that pre-market support. IWM, not bad. Yeah, I just saw that, Dan. All right, spiders, I'm checking puts right now for today. I'd do the, 271s would give us some room. Come on, let there be juice. Hey, 25 cents. That ain't bad. All right, I'm doing it. 271. All right, okay, I got 24 cents. That's UAL. Okay, but let's look at a trade for next week. Drop coming back a little bit, so we can watch our entry there. Wow, so I'm up 110 bucks on my UAL overnight put spread. I love
Sounds like your connection or laptop's kind of.
And I love the people who blah, 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 saying how high risk they are. Too spready. 68 is 38. Yeah, my note went down, so I got to call him. Yeah, I texted you to see if you would take over. No, I know. So can you just, I'm on my hotspot. Do you want to take it, Greg?
Yep. I'm going to, Twitter's at the low of the day here after moving up, which is just fine with me. I'm looking to buy it above the high of the day. And so obviously it's got to go back up, but I like it. What's the 50-cent range? So, I mean, for now, I'm just going to put in an order to buy it above the high of the day. And then I'll start looking for other things. What's going on in my system here? Connection. Should make connection. Ah, okay. Thinking, why shouldn't I just buy it into the gap fill here? Gotta get back up. Give it a little time. I watch it. DBX pulling in a little bit. Home Depot looks good. Let's see the daily. So none of these daily charts are inviting for swings at the moment, but they're shaping up. Mm. Hey, I have my phone mobile is with Verizon, and the hotspot is pretty amazing. I was surprised. I figured, use that hotspot. Yeah, it's going to lag, and it's pretty awesome. FDX looks good. It's a bit range, so I don't really, other than a day trade. And the hourly's in a downtrend. Sometimes I get annoyed at my own plan, meaning it stops me from doing stuff, but because I want things lined up, and the hourly on that it's not climactic at this point on FedEx. So doing like buying it right here as it starts poking above the high of the day is doable from the 5-minute chart. I'd have to be, looking to get out pretty quick. And whereas if I had that same 5-minute pattern with an hourly that was at least sideways, historically, that'll make bigger moves. Yeah, I guess it would. Well, you know what? So Verizon, since I don't use the hotspot very much, and I think I've got, I don't know whether it's 4 or 8, whatever they measure that in. So it's quite a decent amount for if you're going to use it, like hooking up to trading platform for hours on the day. But they've always come to me when I'm on the edge, and it's like, hey, you know what? For an extra $20 a month, you could have unlimited forever. And I'm like, for the once in a while that I use it, that I get there. Intel holding up decently here. I like that daily. Semiconductors are hanging sideways after the gap up. I am going to buy this Intel. Let's see where I'm going to put a stop here. 63, 20, 49.20. I need at least a 50, 60-cent stop to start. No, that's okay. I'm going to buy it right here. Got filled at 66.
Yeah, I switched back to my regular internet, so tell me if the sound is better.
Crystal clear.
All right, I'm going to check also for you option traders a put spread on Intel for next week, maybe for our weekly advisory. Well, maybe even both. All right, out of the money, 48.50. Wow, it's only 30 cents. But it's a nice pattern. What about, Greg, what about 48.50 naked for 30 cents? It's not my 1%, but...
What is stock you talking about?
Intel.
48.50 naked for how long?
Next Friday.
as long as you don't mind assignment, if that happens, but you can manage it accordingly. But yeah, I mean, and looking at it, I thought maybe it would go down to the 200, but maybe it doesn't happen. LRCX has been a real dog, but it's starting to, I haven't looked at all the way to the left there, but the momentum to the downside has definitely been turning. It's getting close to the prior low from last February. That one probably has time intel, definitely a better play since it was more of a climactic play versus a choppy lower high, lower low over the last couple of weeks. Anybody grab the intel? Maybe Pat grabbed a out of the money call on that. Awesome. It was a nice pattern, right? On the 5, I mean, the hourly just starting to curl back up. There's some resistance there on the hourly, but the climactic and the 5-minute was a base, gapped up, went sideways for 10 minutes, and then started to push up. So we'll see if it can keep going. And the fact that, I got SMH and another thumbnail chart that it looked somewhat similar and was holding up nicely, where I saw some other things that, not the Qs or spiders, but some other stocks like Dropbox and Twitter showing a little bit of weakness, but they're holding up okay here. Now the NYSE tick started the day up at plus 1,000 many times. So obviously the meaning is obvious, right? A lot of buying right at the open. A lot of times that does result in continued buying throughout the day, even though it does, stall for a bit. Wow, oil is pushing up through $74. As the buyers are just total in control over there. And they definitely seem to be throwing any caution to the wind and chasing. Wow. If anybody has any interest in it, but Bitcoin is down at $5,800. It broke through the 6,000 level.
This hog is acting much better on the hourly now. So, Greg, I can take the screen back if you want, or...
Never gave it up, Dan. It's on you.
Oh, you didn't tell me that.
I figured you didn't take yours down, so you know.
Well, it's amazing that well, I guess it reconnected because I was going back and forth hotspot. But anyway, hog, look at this hourly. Trade wars, and we were trying to get in right down here. But now I have more confidence in it. Let's see what next week's, and I know it's spready, but I'll, put a couple offers out there. Yeah, see, so the 40s are 6 cents by 41. So I'm going to do a 10 lot here, low offer, 40 cents. The 39 and a halves are 0 by 35. So I'm going to put a 10 lot there, 34. And if I get filled, it's a gift. In terms of my analysis of the premium for the pattern, that is. All right, Dropbox, I did a half lot yesterday. Let's see where they're at now. It's kind of sloppy. And I'm flat on them. They're 55 cents, right where I sold them. So I'm going to wait because it's sloppy on the hourly.
Most things acting pretty much as expected, some strength, but no aggressive buying. After what we've seen, normal for traders and investors to do exactly what Dan communicated. I think I'll wait for things to pull in a little bit here. And so a lot of times that results in exactly that happening. Like Twitter, that can't get itself going. And there's a lot of stuff that starts looking like that.
All right, our Lima Hotel, I had a trail stop, so that just stopped out at a profit.
Sino, great. Snap-on?
Oh, yeah, let me look. Let me close this out real quick.
I wish I was watching that because even in an intraday, that 5 minute was fantastic.
Yep.
Anything's come back in square, started the day gapping up, and now it's coming into the gap fill. And the same theme, the daily chart suggested that's the type of price action that was likely. Whereas you look at Snap-on, SNA, completely different pattern, totally supportive of, an ability to push up and continue. You like those bios, Jay. It could go. So it's a little, multiple days up on the daily, but it went sideways for 2 days, and it's got an intraday base. So if you're buying it here, I'm good with that. I mean, you got to give it shit. There we go again. I think you got to give it at a minimum $1 to $1.50 spread if you're looking at it as a day trade. I mean, stop. I mean, you can play it to under 22, but ideally, this 5 minute would not violate $22.
Wow, what a beautiful weekly right there. Wow, that was beautiful arrangement of daily and weekly there. Tim Wicks. Not bad. I like it. I'd like it better if it didn't have that tail over here. But I like the 2-bar reversal. Weekly's bullish.
Looks like lots of stuff. A lot of stuff looks like that. It's like coming together for a turn.
Your Iggy is up a dime. I'm just going through opens here. On this UAL, I'm just bidding I have a put spread, 68.50, but I'm just bidding a penny to close them, just to avoid any post-market gap risk that we always talk about. This PRGS we were looking at yesterday, this will be a nice 1, 2, 3 if it closes like this. Grub, we were looking at a put spread into the close yesterday. That, there's nice support there. TTD, remember? Actually, it's not too late. It's still in the range, but it's going, sideways. But we'll watch that next week. Trade desk. FLT looks good. Remember, we were talking about selling the 200 puts. Let me see what the juice department has for us. I actually like it better today. It's small, higher low. I like it better. Do you say better or do you say more better? I'm kidding. Yesterday, I think it was 55 cents. Right now, the midpoint is 45. But it's spready. So I'm going to try to do some here at the same 55. I'll do a 5 lot here at 55, no fill, but I'll just leave it there. Zuo is looking better. Look, that looks more better.
Much more better, Dan.
More, but Mo. Remember Saturday Night Live, Mo Money. Mo Money. So here, look, this is a no-brainer. We got a kind of a W bottom here. The lows here, 26.60. So anything 26.50 or lower. Hey, Lita, are you with us today? How are you doing? Our movie star. It's just too spready. Zuo, the 25s are 65 by 120. The 22 and a halves Here, you know what? Here, I'm going to do a quick little video lesson for you all again.
Apple just hanging after the gap up. It looks okay. It's going to take a little time. Let's see if it holds this gap. That's what we want to see with a lot of these things. Can they hang on to this gap without filling it? And we got different variations of that with different daily and hourly time frame charts.
I got to reboot Thinkorswim because whenever he loses data, he just kind of wigs out.
Twitter is not finding buyers, not strong buyers anyway. We'll continue to monitor that because I really like the daily chart. Is it possible to turn here? And wow, if it was to poke below those lows and turn around and come back up again.
All right, Greg, give me a second. I'm gonna do this quick little video live of how to play market maker on Zuo and Hog.
All right, I'll be quiet.
It'll be quick. Here we go. Get ready, Lita. Hey, good morning. This is Dan at Master Trader, and we're here live in the green room looking at two possible bull put credit spread candidates on Zuo and Hog. And this lesson is going to be about trying to play market maker because the spreads are too big. But at Master Trader, everything starts with a bias of the underlying charts on multiple time frames. Here's the daily chart of Zuo, Zulu, Uniform, Oscar. Came out of its IPO, sideways consolidation with vengeance, boom. It got climactic, came in, took out this minor support, but kind of in midair in this gap fill support, it formed these minor wide range bars, which is a bullish W formation. So that's a bullish bottom. So we're looking to sell out of the money puts here, 25 or lower. Let me just show you Hog real quick because then I have to change screens for you. Hog is a news trade. It got caught up in all the trade wars with the Trump administration this past week. But the chart is showing us that the buyers are now taking over at major support. So we could sell any out of the money put, 40 or below. We got support on the weekly. Now let me switch screens here because I'm going to show you how to play market maker, at least how we do it at Master Trader. Here is Zuo. So I'm looking to sell they only have monthlies, no weeklies, but 21 days to expiration is adequate. So I'm coming here, 25 is my out of the money put, 65 is by 120, even with high open interest there is ludicrous spread. You should not be trading that. You could try to get price improvement. So I'm going to show you two things. The midpoint is still very adequate, but I doubt I'm going to get filled. But particularly when they are spready, I'm going to try to even get filled greater than the midpoint. So I'm going to sell a 10 lot here at the midpoint, well, greater than the midpoint, 70 cents a share. I sent it, no fill. I could either do price discovery by dropping it until I get filled, but I'm going to show you a second thing that I do. I'm going to play market maker. So I'm going to go, see, 15 by 45. I'm going to try to go low offer and sell. Oh, shoot. See, that's going to cancel my other order, but that's all right. I'm going to continue. So watch this 45, 40. Boom. That is me right now. 10 lot, low offer. And look at all these out of the monies. I can sit here and play the same game, because would I like to be assigned the stock at this improved cost basis? You betcha. And if the spreads are ludicrous when I'm trying to get out, if it breaks support, I will use the stock to hedge. So if I'm short a put, then to hedge that, I would short stock. And that's how I deal with spready stocks. Hog here, I mentioned, was the other one that I was trying. You can see I already have 2 orders out here, 7 days to expiration. The stock's at 42.27. And so we wanted to sell these $40 puts, but they're ludicrous spreads, 6 cents by 37. And it was actually 40 earlier. So I put my offer out. Let's see, so I'm going to cancel replace. See, I was at 40. So now I'm going to jump this guy again. Watch, that's going to drop to 36. Boom. This is my order also, 30 or 0 by 31. So before I was at 34. So I got to jump him again. So those are both out there. If I got filled on these short puts at this huge premium, that would be a gift to me. And then you go back to the charts to manage in between. That's it. Hope that helped. Happy trading, and see you next time. All right, told you to be quick. All right, let me look at those. My naked spider puts are doing good. All right, end tap. Yeah, that looks great, Sanjay. I like it. Let's watch a 15-minute pullback. So I'm going to kick out my KBH and put him in his place. That looks fantastic. Relative strength to the markets.
Take a look at NOC for a put spread.
Or I'll just, well, I don't need to watch it. What were you going to say, Greg?
NOC and RTN turnarounds here.
BA might be better, and he's always juicy.
Okay.
And then the sector, oh, ITA I like too. But yeah, I like your end tap. I need a pullback though. Let me look for juice on ITA. The 190s, but that's, they're too spready. It's ludicrous spreads. BA, because yeah, Greg, I mean, I'll look at the juice on the other ones, but just historically, they aren't nearly as juicy as Boeing. So next week, we could do the three and a quarter. Three and a quarter, 317.5, which makes it a $7.50 wide. But here's your 3 and a quarter way down here. And, you know, it would be a no-brainer stop under yesterday's low. So Greg, I'll knock this, you know, it's a more complicated pattern. We got the prior low, we got bottoming tails weekly.
Dan, you're on your option screen.
Up. All right, thank you. So on this knock, and you and I have this discussion all the time, so I'm just elaborating so you can add, you know, for others. Downtrend on the daily, we get that, but we're noticing the bottoming tail at support right over here, this bottoming tail, and it's not a directional trade. We're just predicting a short-term bottom, and we're going to get paid more for the put spread when we do it at the bottom of the turn. No. And these do have weeklies, good. So if we went all the way down to the 300s, that too spreading, 60 by $1.25, can't do it. A knock, and then a RTN, let's check him. Well, this one, so Greg, what are your thoughts there? Because it's not on, you know, it didn't have that prior low on the weekly, but it did break down with a bottoming tail with the sector holding.
I think they moved together. You know, if I was going to pick a directional, I'd pick the other one since it was stronger. But I think overall they generally do the same thing. So the main view from a put spread point of view would be, will it hold the low? So I think knock will hold the low. So I think this will hold the low.
And this one, the 190, 185 is 50 cents for next week. You know, I'm up 80 to 85 bucks on this spider put, you know, with the reversal. I'm just taking it.
What's a 5-minute breakout bar failure?
Yeah, so I'm, you know, why I made 85 bucks in, you know, 20 minutes. Why do I need to stick around?
You can buy drinks.
Yep. Yeah, sorry about that, Sang-Ji. Oxy. Yeah, I mean, Oxy's holding. I'll put it on my list for next week. It's kind of still in a sideways slosh. Oh, what about our November? Oh, man, our November Echo that I did the video yesterday. Darn it, I didn't put that in my other window. But it still looks great. Let's, you know, I'm not going to do it this second. Market coming in, it's still, you know, now it's up 4 bars. But All right, let's see, where could we have gotten in being objective? Answer, 5-minute high. Gap up, range expansion. That was a 5-minute high trade. And then you go back to your this stop, the week's low. TLRD, TLRD. Relative weakness, sure is. You got that right. So that'd be a call spread candidate on a breakdown.
NQ's coming in pretty hard. You know, jiggles and wiggles. Yeah, this is what the daily charts suggest in the broader markets and a lot of stocks. It doesn't negate yesterday's turn. Let's see where the wrong way, boys and girls, what are they doing? They backed off a little bit from yesterday, but a little bit of selling here today will have them where we're going to get a buy signal from the internals. It's sort of there already. I'd like to.
Wait, say that again. One more turn to the downside.
Not saying, you know, some little bit of weakness to give them some confidence to up the ante.
That is a great analogy. Did you all understand that? That should go in your capitalism sheet, because does everyone understand what he means?
They probably do. I mean, but if you think about it,
right,
know,
it's deep.
It's like I'm holding a royal flush. They think that they have 4 of a kind, and it's like, come on, just go all in.
Right. That's funny. All right, I'm watching.
The thing is with option traders, Dan, they think they're holding 4 of a kind. Meanwhile, all they got is a pair. You know, they can't see straight.
They can't see straight. But, you know, I'm just trying to think about that statement. So, and I know we're generalizing, you know, those retail out of money option traders, but what do you think goes in their brain to force them, or motivate them rather, to buy those out of the money calls? Is it just reading a newsletter? Is it, I mean, what's making them get that bullish that they want to buy a call option? What is it?
Emotion, just like what Dan said, fear and greed. It's emotion. It's not based on a method. It's based on emotions. I mean, that's the way I see it. It's possible that they have one of the, latest, greatest indicator combinations that just flashed a signal at the bottom.
Wow, look at our Devon. Very nice put spread, and we can tighten stop now.
Could be a trend line break.
What about one of those death crosses?
Definitely could be one. Any of that hocus pocus stuff. Jacumi cloud reversal into the cloud edge reversal zone, breaking of the eggshell indicator. Who knows?
What was that other oil stock that the guy I said might have gotten lucky? I think it was Doe. Yeah, look at Doe. I'm going to watch the doe. That's not a deer. It's a doe. I think that boy might have got lucky. We could do the $20 puts, which I know are not under support. But if we're willing to take a directional trade, I don't think it's coming back here. Or if it does, you do nothing. Take assignment, but that would be an ugly retracement if it came back to 20. But it's 37 cents right now for the July $2.50 wide puts. Or if we really want it directional, which I wouldn't right now into this, range bound into this, you could do a bull call debit spread. Hey, Monday, as you probably know, is only a half day ahead of July 4th. So, oh, my bad. The July 4th is Wednesday. So Tuesday is a half day. All right, I was going to say if it were Monday, then if we sold spider puts, then the shortened day, they would expire at 1 p.m. or 1:15, as you know, because of the extended 15-minute hours on ETFs. But yeah, Devin looks good. Oh, I like this doe put spread. I mean, I'd like it better if well, let's see if there's any naked puts we can do further out of the money. No, because I only have $2.50 wides, which stinks. Wow, I said that they were 36 cents a second ago. Now they're 33 cents. They've already dropped 3 cents just in this one bar. Now, Pat, you're on the 4th? Ah, cool. Well, happy birthday and happy July 4th in advance. So how do you celebrate your birthday on the 4th? Do you have two celebrations, or do you merge it and have one big one? Nice. CNX, let's look. That's not even kamikaze. I mean, I like the pattern for starters, but I use the word kamikaze where the entry is a little dicey, that you're picking a long-term bottom, like, it might have been down here more. No, this is a wide range breakout, daily, weekly. See that fat finger I just did again? But regardless of the name, I like it. I don't think it's gonna be a fast mover. You're gonna have some trouble over here, but I like the long base. I like the bottoming tail, which was a false break down. I like it. Let's I'll sell puts on that with you. Let me check out the put window. And now they're 31 cents on those does. See, I hesitated, but I'm not going to hesitate on CNX if there's good juice. Yes, 17s or 27 cents. I love it. Earnings, please. $17.15 is 24. If there's no earnings, I'm hitting the mouse. See you next July 30. So we're good. All right, this is a go right here. Let's see, 20, the 17. All right, it's a go. I'm going to sell the CNX 1715 for 24. Well, now it's 23. Shoot. All right, I'm taking 23. He didn't fill me at 24. Filled. All right, Sanjay, thank you. Hey, let me look at that November Echo and see if there's a put available there. And let me give these guys the link from yesterday. Hey, our Dropbox might be reversing here. I have that on a window. But, you know, Qs are sideways.
Hi, this is Dan at Matt.
All right, I had to make sure that was the right link for the letter people. I got filled on something there. Oh, the CNX. Yeah, I'm going to change this to 24 for them. They should get it on this pullback. NTAP is still holding very strong, but I'm not chasing anything. Wow, I just heard the Jungle Queen's horn going by. All right, NE. All right, that would I'd take blame for that. I take blame for not watching that for an entry. Pat, the other company kicked you out for. I mean, the only reason we would kick somebody out is if they're just being belligerent and rude. We have no problem, and in fact, we welcome conflicting opinion, different opinions. Yeah, I'll watch me out for next week. I wouldn't want to do it right now ahead of the weekend. But no, I mean, if we like healthy debate, and we will put our methodology up to anybody, anytime. If you want to come on, we'll even put you on our show if you want to be a guest. I think I told you all before, I wrote Tasty Trade because they were saying, hey, if you want to be a guest on our show, email this person. And I said, I would like to be on your show. So I could tell you about how using charts will make your Greek analysis 10 times better. They said, we want absolutely no part of that. I mean, you can't blame them, right? Because I'd become, I would do it in a polite manner, in a very polite manner. I'd say, look at all these trades of yours. They were idiotic based on the charts. Just like, I did in the credit spread webinar I did yesterday, that UAL chart was from Tasty Trade, even though I took their name off to protect the, so I wouldn't get into competitor bashing. But they don't know how to read charts. They're idiots. I mean, they're very smart. They're just idiots for not using charts. And they didn't want any part of Master Trader or me.
They don't want somebody making them look stupid, Dan. They would really be dumb to do that.
Right, exactly. All right, November Echo. It's my bad for not getting in this, darn it. So let's see about selling a put spread. We can, and again, since I don't mind owning it, I could even do the $6 ones. Right now, July 6 is 15 cents, which is still 2.5% of the strike price. And then if I get assigned at 6, my cost basis is $5.85. The Mexican guy? Who's the Mexican guy? Yeah, I mean, once we start, I get their daily email, of course, with their trade in the morning, which, I just shake my head at. Market holding here, I might have to get back into the spiders. But yeah, selling a $6 put here. I'm going to do it at 16 cents. Naked, which is the midpoint. It's 15 by 17. He didn't fill me, but I'm just going to leave it there. All right, got 2 orders out on that. All right, NTAP. Look at NTAP. That's a bullish consolidation. We might have to do a put spread now. Let's check the 75s for next week. But yeah, I mean, Greg was, sometimes we just get, on our YouTube things, people, you can just be plain nasty. I give you a seminar, beautiful, factual, objective lesson on XYZ. And then they're saying we're charlatans. Like, okay, can you please explain why? And then this one credit, I didn't even see it. Greg told me one guy was making fun because I said shares instead of contracts. And I'm like thinking to myself, dude, I've just given you a beautiful lesson and that's all you have to do to pick on. And I guess if that was the only error, then
There's always people like that, Dan. Don't take it to heart.
no, I'm just elaborating on Pat's statement about she got kicked out, and that we welcome. All right, look here. I'm looking at 75 puts for next week. NTAP. Only 12 by 18. You dog, that's nothing. So see, that forces us to go out. It's better for 21 days, but there you have it. You want to hold this for 21 days? It looks great. Uh, 75.70 would be 48 cents. I'm sure you could get 50. NTAP is May 22nd, which was a month and a week ago, so we're fine on that. Yeah, look, May 22nd. Look, that was, oh no, it wasn't. That's weird. I was going to say, if that were the earnings day, that was our bearish gap that bullies. All right, I got Phil.
Watch the YEXT here. All right, so it's Sanjay. This is in the letter, right, Dan? It's in the letter.
Yes.
Yeah. So it was offered. It was 41.43 offer, and so it kind of backed off and went back there. And I bought it. I sent the order at 43. Let's take out the offer and see if it moves up. So I got filled at 41. So somebody had a hidden order there. And so then it backed off. Once that cleared off, it came back in and the bid was like 37 maybe or whatever. And so now it's recovered back to 41.43 offer. So we don't talk much about level 2, but it's kind of the way I would describe it is kind of like thinking like somebody just got knocked down, right? So when I did that, the bids fell. And so the thing got weak for a moment and they came right back again. So it's really short term, but in that short amount of time, it's a good sign that it was able to recover that bid ask and the chart looks good. Now, theoretically, if it can take out 43, it should start to perk up. So we shall see. Many times there's trading and going on between the bid and the offer and hidden orders. So level 2 compared to what it was when I first started using it, it's a kind of like a shell game. Went off for 43.45. So now who's gonna pay up? Who thought they'd get it cheap? So there's everything in the market, has some emotion, aspect connected to it. So on a level 2, as you see this happening, if those that are bullish on it and are thinking to buy this based on yesterday's bottoming tail that are looking at that level 2, they have to start feeling that, what if I don't get it on the bid? I mean, it's what we call those people passive buyers, meaning they're willing to bid. They want it. They're real buyers, but they want to get filled on the bid. And as opposed to what we would call active buyers or aggressive buyers that are willing to take the offer. So if passive buyers start to feel like they're going to get left behind, they become active or aggressive buyers. And this is what begins to drive prices higher. And that ebb and flow on a level 2 happens all the time. It's, again, we don't focus on it all that much, but in the moment to see what's happening, it can tell a little bit of a story. Intel, new high on the day. Buyers stepped up on the pullback, pushing higher, acting very nicely.
Dropbox, I'm adding here. Got our pullback here. You know, a double bottom would be better, but you know, it's a little, you know, spinning top at the high range here, so I'm adding. And I'm actually doing, instead of a $5 wide, I'm doing the 3027 for 45 cents. And Zuo, I'm trying. There, I got filled, cool. FLT, let's see if I got filled. No, it didn't get filled on Fleet or Hawk. Nope. And it's, you know, when they're that spready, it's rare that I'm going to get filled. The 39.5s are now 0 by 26, and I'm at 30, so now I'm going to change that to 25 and jump them again. No. CVS, a deep retracement here. LVS, our call spread went up a little bit, but I've moved the stop above this bar to lock in a profit. EFX, I said, was too spready. So, wow, look at this STZ. That's ugly, but there wasn't enough juice. Nike, Pro Gap, Lulu. Lulu's not moving on it. Ooh, the UA came in. Wow, remember this AVAV to new highs? And, you know, we're watching too many things, but that gave a perfect entry. Stop SO. Are you talking about the, what are you saying, Stingy? Our XLU is doing okay. Let's see where we're at on XLU. You know what? On my 10 lot, I'm actually up 85 bucks now.
Another Dan?
Well, I'm saying but on this XLU that we sat in pain yesterday, but I wasn't worried.
You up 85 bucks on your SPY.
Oh, right.
Another 85 bucks.
Well, like I said in the webinar, I mean, credit spreads aren't, you know, 10 grand things unless you do a, you know, boatload of option credits. I mean,
it adds up.
Right, that's my point. Absolutely. Remember the other day I said I had 16 open positions?
Okay, YEXT offered as a new high on the day. Let's see if it can do it. So those passive buyers had to become active buyers. pushing it up. It had a perfect little 5-minute buy setup. If you'll bring that up for a sec, Dan.
Yep.
Now, 50 cents will be, an obvious stall. But, on the 5 minutes of greater than 100% retracement, you got the 50-cent level. So buyers will be hesitant to take offers at this point. And some traders, the scalpers for pennies will get in front of that. Like now, you see a 49 offer. They'll try and short it at 49 and stop out at 51. Years ago, I was doing one of the trading challenges at a Traders Expo. And the guy that I was trading against in the challenge was an old SOS traders, well known about, following market makers and that kind of trading. And, that kind of stuff I thought was long gone. But he was all about who's on the bid and who's on the offer. And, and then they were like, do you have the New York Open book and this and that, using whatever minute chart he does. I was like, this is retarded. It's like, it's time passed. He lost. What a question.
Exactly.
Remember that stuff? It did work many, many years ago, but this part of the evolution of the internet and technology and, level 2, hidden orders, pinned orders, algorithms trading. You want to get in there and trade off of a level 2 and a 1-minute chart? I mean, you're just kind of asking for somebody with technology that is superior and so much faster than you could ever be, to just take your money.
And you don't feel bad about taking people's money?
No. No, it's a ruthless thing. No one feels bad taking my money when I lose. Lead is asking about the time frame on DBX.
All right, yeah, let me look. I'm updating Dropbox here.
a nice gap, Fabio. Very nice gap. It's not the cleanest pattern. You'd have to put the stop under 56, I think, for now. Would a target possibly the high of the day? Futures are strong. Ticks are not extreme. Even on the 2-minute here, maybe you get a 1, 2, 3 continuation. But you still have 1 minute and 40 seconds to go, thereabouts on the 2-minute. You know, part of the thing with time frames, the consideration is that, you know, if you're looking at a time frame, there's nothing that connects that time frame to buying and selling. You know, so when we say something like a 1, 2, 3 continuation pattern, and like I'm saying, okay, the 2-minute now, it's got 1 minute and 15 seconds to go in it. That doesn't have to, of course, trade inside that big green bar and be a 1, 2, 3 pattern. You know, at any point, like right now, buyers could step up and push it higher and negate that, and it could become another green bar. It's not happening in the moment. But after a wide range bar, right, it's relative to the time frame you're looking at. It says that there's been a momentum move, and a lot of times it stalls. That's what creates the pattern. And in addition, WFC is near the prior high, which you can see on the 5 or the 2. So it's an obvious place for it to have stalled.
All right, so Lita, you were asking about time frame on DBX. We're trading the daily. It was extended here into the close on the 15-minute, which is why we didn't chase it. We got our pullback. It's not clean at all, the pullback, topping tail. This is the 15-minute chart. So I use the 15 and the hourly for my intraday fine tuning. You know, it's hourly there, it's extended, but, and I'm just, you know, this reversal right here on the 15-minute, since the daily is still strong. I mean, it's in the upper 90% of this real body. So I'm just adding. Qs. All right, so I'm going to look at this 172 puts. They were a quarter, selling them naked. For today, let's see where they're at now.